Hey guys, John Oakes here, and I was going to just put together an email to show you something really cool here, but I thought as I started writing the email that this would be something much better served by putting together a video and getting that out there to help a lot more people. And what I want to show you here is, how important it is to be blogging and how powerful it is to have a blog and to understand a couple of very, very simple concepts. Because the bottom line here is that blogging is not nearly as intimidating as what most people think. I know the vast majority of people I've talked to about blogging, they have it in their minds that blogging is something that requires you to be a good writer, that you have to come up with things to talk about, that, you got to figure out, what you're going to write about, and it's going to take forever to put together a blog post. And that could not be further from the truth, because you see, sort of the hidden secret behind blogging is that it's actually super easy if you have two things dialed in. Number one is the knowledge of how to do it properly. And number two is using a blog system that's actually conducive to you focusing all your attention on the one thing that's the most important, which is blogging, right? Because what most people out there are doing, whether you're using a self-hosted WordPress blog or, even worse, a free blog on blogger.com or wordpress.com or something, the problem with that is you spend the majority of your time tweaking your blog, monkeying around with images, alignment, trying to get it to look right, themes, all this stuff, only to have it get hacked or find after you've been blogging post after post, you still have no traffic. Okay, so super important thing here, get blogging on the right platform, bottom line. Okay, and I'm going to share with you at the end of this video, a little bit more about this platform. But what I want to share with you in this video is really this very, very important concept that if you start using this, you're going to start seeing a change in your results right away. And this is a term called content curation. Okay, now this is the number one thing I think that if people could really grasp this, it would completely change the game for your blogging. And that is that you don't have to write all the content that goes on your blog. Okay, you can use other people's stuff. And I thought, this post right here in front of you on the screen would be a perfect example of that. This is a blog post that I put together. It took me 30 minutes of total work time. This was just this past Wednesday, March 12th, that I put this together. And let me just kind of walk you through the thought process behind it, and then I'll show you the post, and then we'll talk about the results that this has gotten for me already in like 2 days, right? Two and a half days. So first off, how did I come up with the idea for this? Well, it was actually really simple. I was on Facebook, and I was just looking through stuff in my Facebook feed, and I saw someone post a quote from Steve Jobs. Well, I'm a huge fan of Steve Jobs. I love Apple products. I love my iPhone, and Steve Jobs is just an incredible thought leader and, business entrepreneur, one of the greatest of our time. And so this was an awesome quote, and I thought, hey, I'm going to look up some other quotes of Steve Jobs. So I got on Google, started doing a little bit of searching, and I found, tons and tons of stuff. And after about 10 minutes, I found myself watching a couple of clips from some of his keynote speeches that he'd done releasing new Apple products. And I started jotting down some of these fabulous quotes from Steve Jobs. And I thought, hey, I'm just going to compile a few of these and put it together in a blog post. So that's where I came up with the idea for 10 inspirational lessons from Steve Jobs. Okay, and I'm just going to walk you through this post because, again, remember, I told you it took me a total of 30 minutes. So 10 minutes of research, writing down a few quotes, and really what I was doing is not writing them down. I was cutting and pasting them into a text document so that I could just very easily paste them into a blog post. So over to the blog post, I'm going to scroll down here a little bit. And I wrote 2 paragraphs, basically an introduction, right? There's nothing special. It just says I'm a huge fan of Apple products. I love my iPhone, but I'm an even bigger fan of Steve Jobs. 2 paragraphs introducing it. And then I created these lessons. And you'll notice that these lessons are nothing more than quotes that I got from Steve Jobs. Okay, so these are direct quotes. They're in quotations. They're emphasized in italics to show that these are Steve's quotes. Okay, this is not my content. I did not write these. I copied and pasted Steve's quotes directly into this blog post for every lesson. Okay, and I just came up with the lesson titles. Trust yourself, love what you do, go for a home run, pick carefully, the power of no, work hard to make it simple, steal great ideas. And let me pause real quick here on lesson 6. Okay, this is something I learned from Steve Jobs, what I'm showing you right here. And it says right here, if you take something and make it your own, it's your design. And that is the dividing line between copying and stealing. Okay, now if I'd have copied these quotes and put my name on them and said that I said this, that's stealing, right? Or copying, and that's not proper etiquette or ethical or any of those things. But when you're curating content, you can use other people's content as long as you're giving them credit. And you'll notice this entire post is Steve Jobs lessons, right? I'm not taking credit for these. I'm very open about where these came from. So I came up with these 10 lessons. I used just nothing more than Steve Jobs quotes. I found another image on Google Images that was another of my favorite quotes from Steve Jobs. And then I wrote a quick summary, just asking a question: what's your favorite lesson from above? Or your favorite Steve Jobs quote, right? And that's it. And you can see it's gotten a lot of comments already. But more importantly, because what I was writing about is something that's highly popular, that people are actually searching for, meaning that there is a market for this information, it immediately gets traffic. Okay, and that's the number one thing that people seem to have a hard time grasping when it comes to blogging is, hey, I've been putting these posts out there and I still have no traffic. Okay, and there's a couple of reasons for that, but the biggest reason is that I see a lot of people blogging about stuff that nobody's looking for. Okay, so if you want to get organic search traffic to a blog post, you have to write about stuff that there's actually a market for, meaning people are actively searching for this on Google. Okay, and I'm just going to grab the title real quick for this post and copy it and jump over here to Google, and I'm going to paste it in. And you'll notice that here on just a straight web search on Google, and I'm going to turn off the private results, so I'm showing only generic results. There's over 21 million competing results for this key phrase. And as I scroll down here, you see Life Hacker, and you can see lots of very similar titles for this, which is, again, another thing that catches people up. If they come up with a title for a blog post and they go, oh, look, there's already like 10 or 15 or 20 or 100 blog posts done on the same thing, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't write about it. It just means that you should write about it in your own way, and it means there's a market for it. Okay, so you can see there's lots of people obviously searching for Steve Jobs lessons, life lessons, golden nuggets, inspirational advice. There's a huge market for that. So you notice right here, there's my blog post ranked already on the first page of Google out of 21 million results in 2 days. See that? 2 days ago, right? That's what you can accomplish when you kind of understand a few of these concepts and you start writing about stuff that A, there's a market for, people are searching for, and B, that is written in such a way that it provides value, and that's where you get results. Okay, so the way I wrote it and what I wrote about got me on the first page of Google and got me traffic, but because I provided value in the post and because I'm blogging on a system that's optimized to get me leads and sales, this blog post has already generated me over 15 leads in the first 2 days, and I've got a brand new team member that joined my team just yesterday from clicking on one of the banners and joining from there directly from this post. So super, super cool, super effective, and it's super easy. And here's the cool thing, is that with blogging, it's your own online real estate. And so you do it one time and it stays out there forever, continues to work for you. So this blog post will gain me, traffic for years and years to come. In fact, here's a really cool thing that happens with something like this is that every year on Steve Jobs' birthday, I'm going to get an extra boost of traffic to this blog post, because when somebody famous like that is brought back into the forefront, i.e. on their birthday, there becomes this huge flood of people going and searching and looking for content around that person, and I'm going to get a flood of traffic every year on Steve Jobs' birthday. Pretty cool, right? So again, wanted to emphasize, I didn't write this stuff. I curated content that already existed. Super easy. Anybody can do this. So that's content curation, and it's a strategy. It's just one blogging strategy, right? But super easy for anybody to do, because you don't have to be a subject matter expert in order to curate somebody else's content and provide massive value in your own way, in your own formula, out into the marketplace. And again, you'll notice that this blog post doesn't really have any direct correlation to making money online or building a business online, right? It's business related because Steve Jobs is obviously a business leader, But the correlation is that people that are interested in Steve Jobs and what he's accomplished and his quotes are often the same kind of people that are entrepreneurial, that are interested in business topics, and that are looking for ways to either grow their existing business or create something that's building a business or creating their own business online. So that's how you're able to tap into a marketplace without having to use your own content. So hopefully that's helpful. So I told you I would tell you a couple of things about the blogging platform that you're looking at here. This is the Kalatu blogging platform that's available from Empower Network. This is the largest for-profit blogging network that exists online today. So, here's the reason why you should be blogging on this platform. Number one is that it's designed specifically to make you money, to help you build whatever business you're trying to build. So unlike using free blogs, you own the content that goes on here, and it's not going to get shut down because they don't like the way you're marketing something, or they maybe don't like the products or the affiliate program or anything that you're personally marketing or publicizing on your blog. You're not going to have that issue here. Number two reason, let's compare it to your own self-hosted WordPress site. And this is just one possible, one reason why you want to be using this versus self-hosted WordPress, is that with a self-hosted WordPress site, you're probably using shared hosting, which is, $4 or $5, maybe even $7 or $10 a month for hosting. That works great for people who don't ever really care about getting traffic and are never going to do any business. Okay, and here's why. On a shared hosting account, as soon as you start getting traffic, and we're talking about, real traffic, 100 to 200 unique visitors per month, which if you're going to be in business, you better at least get to that level or you're never going to have any business, right? If you're going to get to that level on a shared hosting account, get ready for your account to get shut down, get ready for your website to go down, get ready for your site to get hacked. All of those things are, it's basically a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, it will happen. It's not a matter of, oh, it might. It's going to happen to you if you start getting traffic and you start to focus your attention and build a successful blog on a shared hosting account. The only way around that is then you have to upgrade to a dedicated server, which is going to cost you anywhere from $75 on up per month. Okay, I have another site that I'm about to shut down and quit using that I'm paying $180 a month for a shared hosting account, and it doesn't get nearly the traffic that I get on my Kalatu blog. And this is $25 a month. Okay, you get the blog, unlimited hosting. It's scaled server hosting, so you never have to worry about putting too much traffic on, and it's super, super fast. So you're not going to get those slow, website takes forever to load kind of stuff. Which, by the way, if your website takes too long to load, it will not show up in Google because Google doesn't like slow loading websites. It removes them from the index. So if you want to get ranked with your content, you have to be using a server and hosting that is super fast so it loads fast. Let me just click refresh, and you can see how fast this website loads. Yeah, you barely even saw it happen, right? It refreshed it and you didn't even notice. Let me just go to a different blog post, load a different page. Okay, so here's the page that has all the blog posts. Let me just click on another one. Here's how to get in the first page of Google. And, bam, just like that. It's like instant loading because of the server and the scaled server array that this Kalatu system is on. You have the option to use your own domain name, or you can host it on an already high ranking, high authority domain. That's entirely your choice. So just wanted to show you guys that. Hopefully this information has been helpful to you if you're looking to start creating more business through blogging. I'm 100% a firm believer that if you're trying to build a business online, whatever kind of business that might be, and you're not blogging regularly, you are missing out on probably the most incredible and most fantastic and easy method for attracting new people that are already interested in your product or service directly to you, and being able to convert those people to new team members, sales, new product customers, whatever it is you're going for. Doing that without your personal stepping in, having to make phone calls, all of that kind of stuff. So, again, I really want to drive it home how important a blog is to being sort of the central business focal point of your entire online business. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this. I'll set this up as a blog post. By the way, if you want more information on the Kalatu blogging platform, there'll be a link directly below this video. You can click that and you can watch a video that explains how that works and get started if you want. If you do decide to do that, then you'll also be joining my team inside of Empower Network, and you'll be able to work with me personally. I can get you plugged in with our mastermind group where we do trainings like this on a weekly basis. So you'll learn a ton more. This is literally just the tip of the iceberg and one strategy that you can apply to your blogging. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope you got value from this video. I will see you on the next one.